Unpopular Homeschool Opinions. Hey guys, welcome to my brand new homeschooling channel. It's funny because I almost said, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, At Home with Jill, but then I was like, wait, this is not going on At Home with Jill. Hey guys, welcome to my brand new homeschooling channel. I am so excited that I finally did what I've been wanting to do for a while. I was feeling like I wanted a separate channel that was specifically for homeschooling content or mom content or whatever, apart from my regular channel that most of my subscribers are there for decluttering and cleaning videos. And although I love doing those and I'm going to continue doing them, I have such a passion for homeschooling and for helping other moms, homeschooling moms or moms that are on the fence or whatever. I just love like all things like motherhood, and it just wasn't fitting well into my other channel, so I decided to go ahead and start a new one, and I am so glad I did it. Today's video is actually a collaboration. The host is Rachel from 7 and All, and I just love her and I can learn from her because she has older kids than mine, and something I can relate to her with is that we aren't like the super trendy homeschoolers. So we're not doing all the trendy things. And that brings me to what this collaboration is about, is unpopular homeschool opinions. And so I think some of the ladies are gonna be doing videos on like opinions of people outside the homeschool community, and then some of us are doing videos unpopular opinions within the homeschool community. And I honestly, like, I don't have any notes written down. I am kind of just talking off of the top of my head today because I've been thinking about this video for 2 weeks and have not come up with like a solid, like, this is what I'm gonna talk about. So make sure you check out the other playlists in the description and watch everyone's video because they're all gonna be different. And okay, I lost my train of thought. But okay, so basically I just wanted to talk about the fact that you're gonna see tons of videos, Instagram posts, Pinterest posts, all things like trendy homeschool things, and you might feel like you're doing something wrong if you're not doing these things, or if you are overwhelmed by doing these things. You are not failing, and there is nothing wrong with that, because basically you are homeschooling your kiddos to give them your attention. You're giving them the ability to learn what you want them to learn or what they are interested in learning, and not what public school is going to be teaching them. You might not agree with what the public school teaches, and so that's probably your main reason for homeschooling. And so you don't want to compare yourself to others and try to be on top of what is trending on YouTube or Pinterest or whatever. You don't want to put that pressure on yourself. You need to remember why you started homeschooling, or why you want to start homeschooling, and what's the most important thing to you. So the most important thing for me is not my kids like going to college or being the world's standard of successful. For me, the most important thing is that my kids grow in Christ. I think most kids stray, and not all, but I think in a family of 5 kids, all 5 of my kids are probably not just gonna be like exactly what my husband and I are hoping for right off the bat. But if you give your kids that strong, solid foundation in Christianity and teach them the love of Jesus and the gospel, and not worry so much about the rules and religion and stuff like that. Even if some will stray, they will come back. Train up your child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart from it. So for us in our family, the most important thing in homeschooling and keeping our kids home with us is that we can have a positive influence on them, and that they can have that strong foundation, that they can know where they came from, that they are children of God, that Jesus died on the cross for their sins. They know they are going to mess up every single day, and that we all do, but that because Jesus died on the cross, that they are set free from that sin. So, wow, I actually had zero idea that this video would go there. So now I'm trying to remember like how it ties back into what this video's topic is. So if you don't know me yet, if this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I tend to be scatterbrained. My thoughts are always like, I have a really hard time like putting my thoughts down and making sense of them to other people. So if you don't know me yet, this is me. This is me, and this is usually how my videos are. But please, I encourage you to stick around, because I do end up making sense, I think, a little bit. And I just want to encourage you, and if you do not share all of the popular opinions about homeschooling, there is nothing wrong with that. So, like I was saying before, the world's standards of success is, you know, universities, degrees, careers, money, all of that. But for my husband and I, and for our kids, our definition of success is that they will grow to do God's will for their life. And we also think it is very important to learn the arithmetic and all of that. So this is actually one of them. See, scatterbrain, because I can't think in a straight line. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so a lot of people do not agree with schooling at a very young age. They want to start around 5 or 6, and some people believe that you absolutely should not school a child before the age of 5. And I disagree, and I think that it is different for every child. And I have kids that had no interest in doing any type of school until they were around 5 and 6. But I have 2 kids that, well, okay, I'm gonna talk about my one child, my 4-year-old. I started doing preschool with her when she was only 2. She was probably 2 and a half. She was probably close to 3, but she was 2. And we started a preschool workbook, not just, you know, the hands-on, the games, the puzzles and arts and crafts. No, we started a workbook with her because she saw her older siblings doing school books and wanted to join in. And so fast forward a couple years, a few years, like 3 years, she's almost done. She's more than halfway done with her kindergarten workbook. And so she's gonna be in 1st grade when she's 5, because she'll be turning 5 next month. No, she'll be turning 5 in 2 months. And so she might even finish her kindergarten before she's 5. But either way, she's gonna be in 1st grade when she's only 5. And this girl is blowing me out of the water. Like, I am just like so shocked every time she reads me a book. Like, I'm always thinking, okay, she is not gonna be able to read this story. So I'm preparing myself to help her with all of the words. And she just blows me away. She is such a strong reader, and it is, I think it's because we started at such an early age. And so I will definitely be doing that with my now 2-year-old. So I have a 2.5-year-old, and I don't think she is quite ready for the workbook yet. So I am gonna wait, maybe, I'm thinking I'll wait till she's 3. She's 3 in January. But if I think she's ready before January, I will start. So I don't set a date, I don't set an age, I don't set anything like that. I just do it when they're ready. So anyway, I have high hopes for that one because she's the youngest of 4. So I think that she will definitely, you know, blow me away as well as my 4-year-old has been. Okay, so that was that opinion that you can't start young. Another popular thing in the homeschool community that I don't do, and it's not because I have anything against it, because I don't. I actually like wanted to do it, but it just doesn't work for us, and that is having a morning basket. I love watching morning basket videos. I love the thought of the morning basket. I love the idea of doing it in my home, but I've tried and tried and tried, and it just doesn't work, and that's okay. That is okay. So if you think when you see these videos that you are doing something wrong, if you're not doing these things, you're not. It's totally fine. You don't have to do a morning basket to homeschool your kids. Okay, so another one is poetry tea time. I do not do poetry tea time. I probably never will. My girls, they absolutely love the thought of tea parties, and so I think that when they're a little bit older, that they will be doing their own tea parties. My sister, she has 12 kids, and she has 7 girls. Yes, 5 boys, 7 girls. Her older girls are constantly doing tea parties, and my sister is no part of it. She, you know, she's busy. She has a bunch of kids. She's sewing all the time. She has a baby, but her girls just go in the kitchen and make tea and set up a tea party, and they have a blast. And I think that's the way it will go in my family, because my girls, they had a tea party with their cousins when we were up there, and they loved it, and I just know them, and I know that they will love doing that. But me organizing it and making poetry a part of it, never gonna happen. That's just not me. It's not, I just cannot ever see it happening in my house. But I think it is so cute, and I love seeing other people do it. I love pictures of like tea parties and all of that. So like, once again, nothing against it. It's just not for us, and that's okay. Okay, so another thing is, another popular homeschool thing that we don't do is a co-op. And once again, I don't have anything against co-ops. They're not popular in my area where I live. I don't even actually know of any. But I also think that if there were, I wouldn't do it right now in this season of my life. I think that I would be too overwhelmed having to be somewhere at a certain time, a certain day of the week. I don't think it would work for me. But I do eventually want to do a co-op, and that is like one reason why I would love to move to a different state, and that's not in the cards for us right now, but I just dream about moving to a different state in the Midwest or whatever, and like having a co-op, and my kids have tons of friends, and that's just not the season of life that we are in. And I know, like I said, if I had somewhere to be weekly at a certain time and get my kids dressed and up in the morning, eating breakfast, teeth brushed, out the door, it would stress me out. I thrive on slow-paced life. The only place we normally go is church on Sundays. And thank God our church service is not until 10:30 in the morning. So that's not super early. And it's doable. But after the coronavirus hit and we've been doing church online, that has been amazing. And yes, I miss going to church. I miss our church family. Well, we see them at night. So we do an evening church service as well, and that is in person, and it's outdoors, and it's fun. It's like a laid back, like barbecue type style, and we love that. So I do get to see everybody, but actually not everybody goes. But I will enjoy going back to church when it reopens for the morning services, but I have also been just loving not having to rush around getting everybody ready for the morning. And so it's just my personality. I thrive on slow pace. We don't have a schedule for school at all. That's another unpopular thing is that I don't do. So that's also one of my unpopular opinions. I don't like thrive on planning. I'm not great at planning, and when I do plan, we never stick to it, like ever. So I make a very general plan. And my broad general plan is that we finish our school books within a calendar year. And that means I get to take a day off whenever I want. I get to take a week off whenever I want. Last year we took an unexpected 2 months off, and we still finished in time. We still finished within a calendar year. So I took off. We stopped doing school the week of Thanksgiving in November, and then I decided to take the whole month of December off, and we were going to my sister's house in Montana for New Year's Eve. So we were gonna start school the beginning of January when we got back from my sister's house. There was no date set, but it was gonna be the first week of January. So from Thanksgiving to the first week of January, that was gonna be our break, which was pretty big. But when we got back from my sister's house, like literally the next day, one of my kids got really sick, and then another one got really sick, and then another one, and our whole entire family was really sick for a whole month. Each person wasn't sick for a month, but it took a month to go through all of us. So we actually were off from Thanksgiving to February something. I don't remember the date, but we started again in February. And we finished our school books like within a calendar year, so it didn't even matter. And I didn't feel stressed out. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, we're not oh, this is what's on my schedule and we're not doing it. And you know, like I don't have to stress about not checking off the boxes because there are no boxes to check. Okay, so that is something that is unpopular in the homeschool community for sure. But it works for me and it works for our family. And that is all that matters, is that you do what works for you. I love planners though. So I love planners and I buy them and I write in them and I like them for other things, but I don't plan out my school year. So another thing is we don't have a set schedule, like for the day, time-wise. We don't start at a certain time. We don't try to finish at a certain time, and we don't try to do certain subjects at a certain time. We just start when we start and we finish when we finish. That's unpopular in the homeschool community, and it's fine. It works for us. So right now I have a 2-year-old and she naps at noon. So a lot of times we do core subjects when she's napping, or we will do our group subjects when she's napping. So a typical day is that we just start going right after we eat. Everyone kind of eats on their own in my family. So the kids make their own toast, they'll make yogurt, they'll make eggs, they'll have string cheese, they'll have applesauce. And sometimes it's all of the above. But they fend for themselves for breakfast. They have certain foods that they're allowed to eat for breakfast. They're not allowed to like make a peanut butter and jelly or have lunch meat, like a lunch meat sandwich, or like they're not allowed to make like any lunch type things. They're allowed to make breakfast foods for breakfast, and I am usually on the couch with my coffee, reading my Bible, or scrolling my social medias, like answering comments on YouTube, answering stuff on Instagram, chatting with my YouTube mama friends in Instagram, stuff like that. While they're eating breakfast and everything, I normally just have a couple eggs and I'm good. So once everyone has eaten though, is when we'll just start doing like spelling and handwriting and all the things that are pretty easy and my toddler can, you know, color or play Legos or whatever. And we will do like our Bible curriculum and read alouds and stuff like that. So technically that's kind of like a morning basket, but like it's not. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so we do those things and then we will move on to math. And my son will do math on the computer while I do math with my girls, hands-on. And then sometimes we'll move right into language arts and get all of our core completely done before noon. And then my daughter takes a nap and then we'll do like science or history or whatever our group subject is for that day. And those days are awesome, I have to admit. I love finishing all of our core subjects by noon and I just love that. But there are so many days where I'm like filming a cleaning video or just needing to get the house in order before we do anything. And sometimes I'll put in like educational shows or movies on for my kids during the morning, and sometimes they'll be outside playing all morning while I'm doing this stuff. And then sometimes we don't even start our entire day until noon. And so that's fine too. I love finishing by noon, but if we don't start till noon, that's fine too, because at least I was productive all morning and got a bunch of stuff done. So yeah, I feel like I am rambling so much in this video. I feel like I got some points across as to why we don't do all the popular trendy things in our homeschool. And I hope that I was encouraging to you guys that you don't have to try to do it all. Don't compare your life to others, because so I just watched my friend Jamie from Simply Living It. She did a video on I don't remember what the title was, but basically it was like she was saying like how not to compare yourself to others, and something she said stuck with me, and it's like, you're seeing one tiny little square. So on Instagram, you're seeing one little square of someone's life. So don't compare anything to that, because nobody's life is everything you see on Instagram. Nobody's life is that. Nobody's life is the perfectly put together, edited videos on YouTube with the pretty music. Nobody's life is like that. So don't compare yours to it. Find joy in doing what works for you. Remember your why you started homeschooling, and focus on that and cling to that, and you will be just fine. Your kids will be just fine. If your child is behind in any subject, it's okay. Because behind who? They are not in public school. They are not in a classroom. So it's okay if they are not at the grade level of that age. It doesn't matter, because when you're homeschooling, you work at your children's pace. You move at their pace, and you get to focus all of your energy on them. Being a homeschool mom is like being a homeschooled student is like you have a full-time tutor following you around all of your classes in school. Like, it would be like as if you were in the classroom and you had this lady just sitting by your desk helping you with everything and helping you to understand everything so that it all clicks. So it doesn't matter if your child is behind, because there is nobody that they're supposed to be right with. They're in a one-room classroom with you, their mama, as their teacher, and they are going to thrive eventually. They're gonna thrive at a lower level. Oh well, they'll catch up. And if they don't, that's fine too. Really. Do we use everything we learn in our daily life right now? No. Everything I'm teaching my kids, I'm learning all over again with them, because I don't remember any of it. I don't remember anything that I learned in school. I know how to read and I know how to write and I can do some math, but I don't remember anything that I was like studying for and tested on and all of that. So I just want to encourage you, no matter what you are doing great. If you struggle with fatigue like I do, and you spend most of your day doing school from the couch, that's great. You're doing great. You're doing the best you can. If you don't have the patience of like some moms, where you're constantly doing fun stuff and crafts and like all of this fun stuff that you see online, if you don't have the patience for that, you're doing great. You're doing the best you can, because you are teaching your children, and that is all that matters. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check the description box for the playlist, and don't forget to head over to Rachel's channel. And thank you guys again, and I hope you subscribe. Like I said, I had an original channel that is called At Home with Jill, and that one is like mostly cleaning and decluttering and like homey type stuff. So this one is going to be strictly homeschool content or mom stuff, family, day in the life, vlogs, stuff like that. Okay, maybe some hauls, I don't know. Possibilities are endless because I feel like I have so much more freedom now to do what I want now that I started this channel. So please do me a favor and subscribe because I am starting all over again. And yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.